My wife watered down the last bit of milk just to fill the whole bottle. That was our family's food for the day.
I dreamed I had a steak. Thick, juicy steak. Like this, Rose.
Wow.
I'm stuffed. You wanna give me a hand?
Back then, during the Great Depression, a full meal was already a luxury. I had to leave home before sunrise, walking hours to get to the docks. But even the docks were broke. They only hired 9-day laborers. The boss called out 9 lucky names. I wasn't one of them. I used to be a boxer. Broke my right hand in my last fight. It was still healing, but we were desperate. So I hid the injury and signed up for a match. Win or lose, I get $50, enough to feed my family. Problem was, my left hand sucked. I heard boos from the crowd. Out of habit, I threw a punch with my right. Cracked it again, right on my opponent's head. Fight ended, and then came the real pain. No pay. They took away my boxing license. I was banned for good, but life doesn't care if you're hurt. No money, no food. I covered my cast with black shoe polish, so no one would notice. That way, I could still find work. A few days later, the power company shut us off. 4 months of unpaid bills, that's when I gave up pride. I went back to the boxing association where I used to work. My old bosses were there. I lowered my head and told them how bad things had gotten. I asked for help, just a little cash to get by. Some folks gave me change. Some just stared. I knew when to walk away. I used to be a proud champion. Now I was just a beggar. When I stood in front of my old manager, my eyes were full of tears. A man can cry. He can lose his name, his pride, everything. But he can't let his family go hungry. Then, in June of the next year, my manager came to find me. He got me a fight against the world's #2 ranked boxer. Win or lose, I get $250. That money would save us. When the match started, nobody believed in me. I got knocked down in round 1. I could have stayed down, grabbed the cash, and walked away. But then I remembered everything we'd been through. I had to fight for my family. My right hand had healed. And with years of ring experience, I pulled off a miracle. I won. And for the first time in forever, we had a full meal. Match after match, I kept winning. Eventually, I earned a shot at the world champion. But when my wife heard he had killed 2 men in the ring, she begged me not to fight. To her, my life mattered more than money. But I needed to prove something, that I could take control of our lives. So I left for the fight. Not knowing, she went to church crying, asking God to protect me. The pastor told her this whole town was praying for me. Somehow, I'd become a symbol of hope for all those who'd lost everything. Before the match began, my wife showed up.
You're everybody's hope. And you're your kid's hero. And you are the champion of my heart.
Now I had no fear. All I wanted was to win. But the champ, he started trash-talking my wife, calling her names. I snapped, lost my cool. He beat the hell out of me. During the break, my manager snapped me back to focus. I got back in it, took another hit. A hard one, but I found an opening and landed my punch. I won. I had fallen so far. Life had broken me down. But as long as I'm breathing, I'll never give up. Because I've learned a man's fists aren't meant to prove strength. They're meant to protect the ones he loves.